Richard Scarry's best Christmas book ever. Christmas is coming. Busytown is getting ready for Christmas. The firefighters are stringing lights on the buildings. The stores are crowded with shoppers. Everyone is busy. Look, there's Big Hilda, Huckle Cat, and his sister Sally in a big sleigh. Lowly Worm is pulling it with his apple tractor. Now, where are they going? They are going to get a Christmas tree. Farmer Pig has many beautiful pine trees on his farm. Maybe he will give them one. When he hears how they are going to use the tree, Farmer Pig is happy to help. Huckle and Sally are too little to cut the tree, but they are big enough to gather pine branches for wreaths and decorations. Big Hilda chops down the tree. It is the biggest tree on the farm. Here it comes! Timber! They all help put the tree on the sleigh. Come see the tree when we get it trimmed, says Huckle. I'll try, says Farmer Pig, who is snowed in. Lowly drives the sleigh back to town. They put the tree up in the town square and decorate it with lights and ornaments. Lowly puts a star at the top. Everyone comes to admire the tree, even Farmer Pig. Now Busytown is really ready for Christmas. Dr. Bones is good all year round. All year round, Dr. Bones is busy calling on his sick patients. Sometimes it is very hard for him to make his house calls. In the winter, his car often gets stuck in the snow. When the streets are icy, he must drive very carefully to avoid an accident. Look out, Dr. Bones, your car is skidding on the ice. Sometimes in the spring, it rains so hard that the streets become flooded. Then his car stops dead. Surprise, Dr. Bones, that puddle is too deep to drive through. Often he gets stuck in the mud. It is hard work and very messy to push the car out. But Dr. Bones never gives up. His sick patients appreciate how hard he works for them. We will remember you at Christmas, they all tell him. Mrs. Cat does not complain about the bumpy ride to the hospital. She is thankful that good Dr. Bones can take her there. Look out for that curve, Doctor! Too late. His car goes over the guardrail and falls into the sea, but Captain Pig saves him. Then Christmas comes, and guess what? His patients all remember him. They give him a brand new helicopter. Now he will have no problem visiting them. Merry Christmas, Dr. Bones, the Flying Doctor. Grouchy Mr. Grunkle. Mr. Grunkle is a grouch. He grumbles and growls at everybody, but he grumbles most of all at children. Children, what are they good for anyway? He mumbles to himself. When he sees a child, he snarls, "Get out of my way, kid!" Mr. Grunkle is very rich. He lives in a big house with a pond out front. In the winter, he could skate on his frozen pond, but he doesn't. Mr. Grunkle doesn't believe in having fun, and he doesn't believe in having friends. He lives alone in that big old house. Why, he won't even let someone come in to help clean. It looks like a pig's pen. One fine day, just before Christmas, Lowly Worm suggests that they all go ice skating on Mr. Grunkle's pond. We should ask his permission first, says Huckle Cat. Oh, I'm sure Mr. Grunkle won't mind, says Lowly. But Mr. Grunkle does mind. He is furious. He runs down to the pond swinging his walking stick. He runs onto the ice. Look out, Lowly! Oops! Mr. Grunkle slips. Crack! Right through the ice he goes and into the freezing water. Help! Save me! He cries. He tries to climb out, but the ice cracks more. He can't get out by himself. At first, the children feel that it served nasty old Mr. Grunkle right. But then they begin to feel sorry for him. He'll soon freeze to death in that cold water, says Huckle. We must help him. Don't leave me to die, shouts Mr. Grunkle when he sees the children running off. But they're not leaving him. They are going to find a ladder. Huckle puts the ladder on the ice. Lowly winds himself like a rope around Mr. Grunkle's nose. What are those terrible children doing? wonders Mr. Grunkle. They all pull on Lowly. Slowly, they pull Mr. Grunkle out of the water and onto the ice. "You're the best rope ever, Lowly," says Huckle. Now I know what children are good for," says Mr. Grunkle. "They're good for saving cranky, grouchy Mr. Grunkle." Mr. Grunkle promises to change his nasty ways. He starts by having a wonderful Christmas party for all the children. He has such a good time that he decides to turn his house into a play center. Now cranky, grouchy Mr. Grunkle is now called cheery, friendly Mr. Z. He's always busy seeing the children have a good time at his house. Merry Christmas, Mr. Grunkle. Postman Pig and Aunt Kitty. Postman Pig is busier than ever at Christmas time. There are so many Christmas cards to deliver and presents to deliver. Today he has a letter for old Aunt Kitty. That pleases him because Aunt Kitty lives alone and has no friends. Aunt Kitty is pleased to get the letter too. "Oh, do come in and have a cup of hot chocolate while I read my letter," she says. Aunt Kitty reads the letter and bursts into tears. "Oh, boo-hoo-hoo," she cries. "My niece won't be able to visit me on Christmas. I will be all alone." Postman Pig starts to cry too. "Boo-hoo-hoo." Going back to the post office, Postman Pig meets Lowly and tells him about Aunt Kitty's sad news. They both cry. "We must do something for her," says Lowly. Then Lowly tells Huckle Cat about Lowly and Aunt Kitty, and Huckle tells his mother. "Boo-hoo-hoo," he cries. Ma Pig tells Sergeant Murphy. Even the brave sergeant cries. Boo-hoo-hoo. Soon everyone in Busytown hears the sad story of Aunt Kitty. And soon everyone is extra busy, sewing, baking, and making things. Then, on Christmas morning, who do you think comes to visit Aunt Kitty? Everyone! In Busytown! And each with a wonderful present. Aunt Kitty is so happy to see that she has so many friends after all. Trouble at Santa's workshop. In Santa's workshop, there are hundreds of elves who work all day long, making toys for Santa to bring on Christmas. Some of the elves want to work all night long, too, but Santa won't let them. "You need a good night's sleep to work well the next day," he tells them, and they can't disobey Santa, even if they would like to, because he locks up all the tools at night. Then, one morning, Santa discovers that he has lost the key to his tool closet. Santa and Mrs. Claus look everywhere for the key, but they can't find it. "I know," says Santa. "I'll call my good friend Lowly Worm and ask him to bring me some keys that might fit." Lowly is happy to help if he can. Lowly goes to the locksmith's and gets big keys and little keys, thick keys and thin keys. Then he gets into his applecopter and flies to the North Pole, where Santa and his elves are waiting for him. Santa takes Lowly to the locked tool closet door. "One of these keys will surely fit," says Lowly. He tries one, it doesn't work. He tries another and another and another, but none of the keys that Lowly has will fit the lock. "This is terrible," sighs Lowly. "If I can't open this lock, there will be no toys for Christmas." He puts his right eye up to the keyhole and looks inside. Then suddenly, he has an idea. He takes off his sneaker. Then he takes off his sock. And he wiggles his bare foot around. He puts his foot into the keyhole and twists and turns his toe. Quick goes the lock. Lowly Key smiles. "I opened it." The elves rush to get their tools and hurry back to their workbenches. There will be toys for Christmas after all. Hurrah! "May I make a toy too before I leave?" Lowly asks Santa. "Please do," says Santa. "We need all we can make." Then Santa thanks him for all his help, and Lowly hops into his applecopter and flies safely home. Maybe one of the toys you get for Christmas will be the very one that Lowly made. Big Hilda helps Santa. It is the night before Christmas, and Santa is on his way to bring presents to boys and girls all over the world. Here he is over Busy Town. His first stop will be at Sergeant Murphy's house. Santa has some very nice toys for little Bridget Murphy. Crash! Santa's sleigh lands too hard and one of the runners breaks. "What's all that noise up on my roof?" asks a sleepy Sergeant Murphy. Sergeant Murphy climbs onto the roof. He is very surprised to see Santa with his broken sleigh. "You're in real trouble now, Santa. I don't know how to repair your sleigh, but I will get Mr. Fix-It." Sergeant Murphy jumps onto his motorcycle and hurries to Mr. Fix-It's house. He pounds on the door. A sleepy Mr. Fix-It comes out, and they go to fix Santa's sleigh. But Mr. Fix-It is still half asleep and clumsily breaks the other runner. Santa's furious. "Now look what you've done!" he shouts. "What's all that noise about?" calls Big Hilda from her house. Sergeant Murphy tells her, and she says, "I'll be right over." So Big Hilda plows through the snow, carrying her skis. "Here, Santa," she says, "you can fix your sleigh with these skis." Mr. Fix-It offers to nail the skis to the sleigh. "No thanks," says Santa. "I will do it myself." Now Santa can deliver the rest of his presents. And what do you suppose Big Hilda finds in her stocking on Christmas morning? A new pair of skis. Also, quick note, how do you put skis into a stocking? You need like a stocking that's like the size of yours.
No, not this way.
If you were gonna put skis into a stocking properly, you'd probably need like a stocking like the size of yours.
Big Hilda's got big feet.
Alright. Back to recording. The best Christmas present ever. On Christmas Eve, Pickles and Penny Pig hang up their stockings by the fireplace. It is cozy inside, but outside it is snowing hard. "I do hope this blizzard won't keep Santa from visiting us," says Penny. They leave a plate of cookies and a cup of hot chocolate for Santa. Then off to bed they go to dream about what Santa will bring them. Daddy, Mommy, and Aunt Rose stay up. Auntie Rose has come to visit for a few days, and they have a lot of things to talk about. Later, Daddy puts on his cap and coat and goes out to the garage. He shovels a path through the deep snow to the street. Now, why is he doing that at this time of night? Look, Mommy is in the car with Daddy. They must be crazy to go on a ride on such a snowy night. Oh, they seem to be stuck in a snowdrift. But the tow truck with a snowplow comes to their rescue. In the morning, Pickles and Penny rush to see what Santa brought them. Pickles got a drum, a sled, skis, a paint set, a fire truck, and some good storybooks. Penny got a doll, a dollhouse, a fire truck, and just like her brother's, ice skates and some books about dinosaurs. Auntie Rose got 10 bottles of perfume and 2 handkerchiefs. Daddy got a new shaving brush and 10 neckties. How will he ever decide which one to wear first? Then Pickles and Penny ask about Mommy. What did she get, and where is she? Mommy had to go downtown last night to get her present. It is a very special Christmas present, said Daddy, who is as happy as he can be. Get your hats and coats on, and let's go see what she got. They drive downtown and stop at the Busy Town Hospital. Guess who they see inside the hospital? There is Mommy with a little newborn baby called Nicholas. Now, isn't that the best Christmas present ever for the whole family? Mr. Frumble helps out. Who is that dressed like Santa? Why, it is Mr. Frumble. He is invited to the cat family's house for Christmas dinner, and he wants to thank them in his own special way. Huckle, Sally, and Lowly are playing by the fireplace. Suddenly they hear a noise. Then some black soot falls from the chimney. Could Santa be coming again? Help, I'm stuck. cries a voice. It's coming from the chimney. Father Cat jumps up and rushes to the fireplace. He reaches up to the chimney, and they all help pull. Out pops a very sooty Mr. Frumble. "Merry Christmas, ho ho ho," says Mr. Frumble. First, he brushes off the dirty soot off his suit. It falls onto the nice clean rug. Then he offers to help with the dinner. He runs toward the kitchen and right into the Christmas tree. Crash! The tree falls over, and Huckle and Lowly have to set it back up again. Mr. Frumble decides to bake a cake, but he spills the batter all over the floor. The potatoes he is cooking explode all over the kitchen. And the turkey he is roasting burns up. Smoke pours all over the house, and firefighters have to be called in. "Thank you, Mr. Frumble, but I really don't need your help," says Mother Cat. "I'll just mop up this water," says Mr. Frumble. He swings the mop so hard that he breaks a table leg. Everything crashes to the floor. Mother Cat will never finish making dinner with him around. She gently pushes Mr. Frumble toward the door, but he trips and crashes into the refrigerator. Now there's another big mess on the floor. At last, Mother Cat is alone in the kitchen. She cleans up everything and then makes a wonderful Christmas dinner. The children carry the food to the table. She won't let Mr. Frumble carry anything. The dinner is delicious. Everyone enjoys it. Until Butterfingers Mr. Frumble drops the gravy boat and knocks over a big pitcher of grape juice. Now, Mother Cat's beautiful tablecloth is bright purple. Now, it is time for dessert. And Mr. Frumble has a very special dessert surprise for the cat family and their guests. It is a huge cherry pie. He goes to the kitchen to get it. Here he comes now. Just look at the size of that pie. It is so big that Mr. Frumble has to balance it on his head. My, is it going to taste good. He walks very slowly and walks carefully. Uh-oh, watch your step, Mr. Frumble. There is a toy on the floor. Oh, no. You guessed it. Well, this is certainly the messiest Merry Christmas ever. But everyone seems to be having a cheery good time. What shall we give Grandma for Christmas? Huckle, Sally, and Mother Cat want to get Grandma a nice Christmas present, but everything costs too much or is the wrong color or size. Then they see Lowly, and he tells them how to make the best Christmas present ever for Grandma or Grandpa or anyone. It is a pondamander, and here's how you can make it. Get a nice big apple and a jar of cloves. Stick the cloves into the apple until it is completely covered with cloves. Then tie a pretty red ribbon around the apple, and you have a sweet-smelling pomanander. Grandma can put it in her clothes or clothes drawer or closet, and it will smell sweet and spicy for many Christmases. A visit to Grandma's house. On Christmas morning, Father Cat opens the front door and discovers that it has snowed very hard during the night. "I hope we can get to Grandma's house today," he says. He shovels a path in the deep snow from the garage to the street. My, that's hard work. They start on their way, but they run into a big snowdrift. Now they are stuck. Farmer Pig and Little Bug Dozer come to pull them out, but they get stuck too. Mr. Fix-It has come in his tow truck. Guess what? He gets stuck. Now everyone is stuck. Along comes Lowly with his apple tractor and sleigh, and off they go to Grandma's house, singing jingle bells all the way. Grandma Cat is happy to see them. Look how pleased she is with her pomanander apples. Now her clothes will smell lovely all year long. It's such a nice present, and from such nice grandchildren. The Bad Twins. Once there were two twins named Abe and Babe, who were so bad that everyone called them Double Trouble. They were really horrid. They liked to argue and fight and push people in the mud. They always shouted and rudely interrupted other people. They thought it was fun to break things that didn't belong to them. And at the playground, they took toys away from little children. They ate with their fingers and made a mess of everything. Their table manners were terrible. Even their mother had to agree that if there were anything bad, rude, or nasty that could be done, they would do it. Santa does not bring nice presents to bad boys and girls. Instead, he fills their stockings with dirty lumps of coal. So on Christmas morning, Abe and Babe got a big surprise. 2 huge stacks of coal that were all that Santa brought for them. That's how bad they were. Abe and Babe were very sad. They knew Santa was punishing them for being so bad. We must learn to be good, they said to each other. Outside, everyone was playing with their new sleds. Abe and Babe sadly watched them. I wish we had a sled, said Abe. And I wish we had some electricity, said Sergeant Murphy. The snowstorm broke the electrical lines, and without electricity there are going to be a lot of cold houses and uncooked Christmas dinners. Abe and Babe felt sorry for all the people whose Christmas day would be spoiled. This is our chance to be good, Abe said to Babe. They told Sergeant Murphy their plan. That's a splendid idea, he said. Sergeant Murphy Sergeant Murphy calls the children together and told them to take their sleds to the twins' house. Not on your life, said the children. Those twins are double trouble. But Sergeant Murphy assured them that everything would be all right. When the children get to the twins' house, Abe and Babe dragged their big sacks of coal outside. Then they filled a paper bag with coal for each child. The children gave the coal to their families to burn in picnic grills. That Christmas, all dinners in Busytown were cooked on picnic grills. The dinners were delicious, and the grills gave off enough heat to keep the houses warm until the electricity came back on. Santa always leaves a few extra toys at the firehouse to give to children he might have missed. So when Santa heard about Abe and Babe's good deed, he called the fire chief right away and told him to see that Abe and Babe got some really nice Christmas presents. From that day on, the bad twins became good twins. And every Christmas after that, the twins received a tiny piece of coal in their stockings to remind them of their good deed on that cold Christmas day. The end.